Hello, my fellow Americans. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. You know, this whole media thing since Trump's been elected, and I guess even before Trump was elected, it's gotten to the point where it's just so bad. It's just so out of control. You know, recent events. You know, we had the Antifa and the alt-right, the clash in Charlotte, the police standing by. You know, just the whole thing was basically a setup. You know, we've got the North Korean thing happening. You know, we've got the Obamacare still hanging around. But you see, most people, they get sucked into it. And what I mean by that is, if they get you focused on what they want you to focus on, they win. So right now we've got this whole debate and discussion about, you know, pulling down statues. They're saying, well, now, you know what, we're going to go after Jefferson and Washington memorials because, you know, they own slaves. You see, that is a distraction. The reason why the Confederate flag shouldn't be flown over state capitals and why these statues shouldn't be up is because the South lost. Losers don't get to fly their flags. Losers don't get to erect monuments. You see, it's got nothing to do, as far as I'm concerned, with race and all that stuff. No, they lost. And when the winning team or winning side comes in, they tear down those flags. They raise their flag. They burn down or tear down those statues. They put up their statues. That's what winners do. Losers don't get to do that. So you see, the whole argument that they try and put on race and all that stuff, that's misdirecting. So you see, that is why those statues need to come down and those flags need to come down. They lost. I think I did a video on this before. But, so, you see, that's a distraction. And the Obamacare, you see, I think I may have told you this before. Obama and his people, you might not like them, but they're not stupid. They're not dummies. They're very crafty, nefarious, diabolical. It's like I said before. If you give a dog a bone and you try and take it away, that dog's going to growl at you. He's going to try and bite you. So what the Democrats did, and this is the quote-unquote genius in their part, by cramming Obamacare, ramming it through, getting it passed, giving these people health care, they make the Republicans look bad when they try and take that bone away. You see? They're playing the long game. They're not playing the short game here. But most people don't understand that. They can't see it. Because they're focused here. They're focused on what they want you to, you're focused on what people want you focused on, rather than the big picture, rather than the long game. You see, it's like playing chess. The Democrats were thinking, you know, 10, 12 moves ahead. But everybody, the media, they're all going to try and get you to look at the next move. But that's the next move. It doesn't matter. It's those 10, 12 moves in the future. That's what's going to get the checkmate on the Republicans. But nobody is discussing that. Not Rush Limbaugh, not Lars Larson, not Sean Hannity. Nobody has put that out there. It's the long game. Democrats set this up for the long game. It might look like they're losing now, but if the Republicans pull that plug, you get, what, 25 million people who got something for nothing? Now those 25 million people go to vote. Who are they going to vote for? The people that took it away or the people that gave it to them? All they're going to see is those dang Republicans took this away. So they're going to vote Democrat. Game over. Checkmate. Why isn't anybody talking about this? Why? Are they afraid to? Don't they see what's happening? I mean, really, it's the long game. I'm telling you. And then North Korea. I mean, it was funny. I was listening to, I forget which radio show, but they had Trump from 1999 saying what they should do. And it looks like he was right, because now North Korea, could possibly turn the lights off from the US of A. But maybe he's backing down. But, all it would take would be a couple of them missiles to go up about 300 miles, detonate, EMP, poof, no more YouTube. No more internet. No more electricity. Basically we go back to the 1800s. Once again, what's the long game? You see, and Iran's developing these nuclear weapons. You see, these politicians, they're all, most of them are looking at the short game. Getting elected, staying, getting reelected. That's all they think about. But, see, like I said, Obama and his people, I think they analyzed it, and they figured out the long game. How they could win and stay in power pretty much forever. It's pretty much idiocracy, because that's all it takes. And and all this other stuff, it's just mere distractions. Mere distractions. And what else is funny is on Facebook, I don't know if you guys use Facebook or not, but I don't know if you guys friend me or follow me on Facebook. That's really not that important. But, under my real name, and this one guy says, these people don't like me because I'm rude. They tell me, says, you don't know how to debate. And once again, label and dismiss. Call me rude, then you can dismiss me. I said, no, the reason people don't want to debate me is because I come armed with data, evidence, logic, reason, facts. You see? I put them together into an argument that's logically sound and valid. They cannot refute it. So all they do is call me rude, say I'm this or that, tell me I don't know how to debate. And then if it's a public meeting, they can call me out of order and have the guys with guns escort me out of the building. But you see, that once again, that's just a distraction, because they don't want to debate me or argue with me, because they know the best they can ever do is draw. I mean, he said a professor said I was rude. I wasn't rude. I raised my hand. I waited my turn. I was called on. Now I've got the floor. I presented my arguments with, once again, data, logic, reason, evidence, facts. I refuted what the professor had to say. He couldn't, refute my argument. So now I guess the word is I'm rude. Why? Because I don't swallow the BS? Because I don't take what they say? Because I dare to challenge them? Because they're an authority? Are you freaking kidding me? I'm no sheep. But that's what they do. They label and dismiss, and they just do this over and over, so then you get the reputation you're rude. Or I get the reputation, I'm rude. People don't like me because I'm rude. I don't know. They say, I don't listen. No, I do listen. I listen very, very carefully. I listen. And then what I do is, I take what you've said, point out your inaccuracies, your logical fallacies, and I basically just tear you a new one. But they don't like that because that's not polite. What? Is it polite for you to try and shove your BS down my throat? Oh, that's not going to happen. So, you see, that's what's going on out there. It happens locally, it happens at the state level, it happens at the national level, it happens at the world level, it happens in organizations like unions. All these people want you to do is basically shut up and do as you're told. You challenge anybody in a position of authority and see what happens. Just go ahead and do it. See what happens. They won't stay on point. You bring up something, no, they'll turn it around and make it personal on you. I mean, Lars Larson's famous for doing that. He's always like, I want to ask you a couple of questions. And I say, like, sure, Lars, so long as they're on topic and you don't try and turn this personal, because I know your tactics. And that's why these guys don't want me on their shows. Because I know what they're going to do. I know what they're doing. I've studied their playbooks. I listen to what they say. I see how they do it day after day. I don't fall for it. I don't swallow the bait. No, I'm not gonna. You're not gonna do that to me. But anyway, the point is that you see, there's a long game going on. And the Democrats are playing it, and I don't know if the Republicans can do anything to win. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. Meanwhile, my fellow Americans, you need to wake up and smell the tyranny.